Hello dear students, welcoming you to the last video of the basics of ethics and culture part 2. In this video, we will be talking about the consequences of taking cultural relativism seriously. In your book, 3 consequences are mentioned, but before talking about those, I would like to tell you what cultural relativism is. I think already you have an idea about the concept of cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is a theory about the nature of morality. It's an idea that a person's beliefs, values, and practices should be understood based on that person's own culture rather than be judged against the criteria of another. Right now, according to cultural relativism, different societies have different moral code, and there is no measure of right and wrong other than the standards of one's society. Now, if we are taking this concept seriously, we will be facing few consequences. As I have already said, that in your book, 3 consequences are mentioned. The first one is saying that if we are taking cultural relativism seriously, we could no longer say that the customs of other societies are morally inferior to our own. This is one of the main points stressed by cultural relativism. An example might make your idea pretty clear. Suppose a society waged war on its neighbors for the purpose of taking slaves. Or suppose a society was violently anti-Semitic and its leaders set out to destroy the Jews. Cultural relativism would preclude us from saying that either of these practices was wrong. We would not even be able to say that a society tolerant of Jews is better than the anti-Semitic society. So remember, even if we know that slavery and anti-Semitism seem wrong wherever they occur, but if we are following cultural relativism seriously, we will not be able to criticize the customs of other societies, because the customs of other society is not a matter of my concern, right? Now, the second one is saying that we could decide whether actions are right or wrong just by consulting the standards of our society. If you can remember, one of the propositions of cultural relativism, which is saying that the moral code of a society determines what is right within that society. That is, if the moral code of a society says that a certain action is right, then that action is right, at least within that society. So my society is fixing what is right and what is wrong in cultural relativism. Suppose in 1975, a resident of South Africa was wondering whether his country's policy of apartheid, a rigidly racist system, was morally correct. All he has to do is ask whether this policy conformed to his society's moral code. If it did, there would have been nothing to worry about, at least from a moral point of view. This implication of cultural relativism is disturbing because few of us think that our society's code is perfect. We can think of ways it might be improved, yet cultural relativism would not only forbid us from criticizing the codes of other societies, it would stop us from criticizing our own. After all, if right and wrong are relative to culture, this must be true for our own culture just as much as for other cultures. And the last one is the idea of moral progress is called into doubt. Now, what does it mean by progress? Progress means replacing a way of doing things with a better way. But by what standard do we judge the new ways as better? If the old ways were in accordance with the social standards of their time, then cultural relativism would say it is a mistake to judge them by the standards of a different time. 18th century society was in effect a different society from the one we have now. To say that we have made progress implies a judgment that present day society is better, and that is just the sort of transcultural judgment that, according to cultural relativism, is impermissible. So remember, um, if we are supporting cultural relativism seriously, we will not be able to criticize the customs of other cultures. We will not be able to criticize our own cultural practices, because I will be thinking my society's code is perfect. So ultimately, the moral progress is called into doubt. But if we are taking, or if we are talking about ethics, ethics will see whether your action is following that two types of moral behavior or not. I have already talked about that ethics is dealing with two types of moral behavior, which are harm and mutual aid. So ethics will be seeing whether you are avoiding harm and maintaining mutual aid or not. If you are doing so, then ethics will support your action. If it is not, ethics will never ever support your action. Think about the example that I have given several times in the previous videos, which is about the Eskimo and the Americans. The Eskimos see nothing wrong with infanticide, whereas Americans believe infanticide is immoral. Now, if you are focusing on these two examples, you will be seeing, according to cultural relativism, it is all right. But if you are focusing on the action, which is infanticide, and this action is not basically followed by the two characteristics of moral behavior, because it is not avoiding harm and it is not even maintaining the mutual aid. So infanticide might be supported by the concept of cultural relativism, but it will not be supported by ethics, because this action is not maintaining the two types of moral behavior. So my question to you is, think that whether ethics is culture relative or it is universal. I think you already understand that ethics is always universal. It is not culture relative, right? So basically that is all about the idea of the basics of ethics and culture. I hope you understand the topic very well. Thank you so much for being with us.